If you've been active in any major anime and manga community in the past 5 years, you probably at least once heard that Fairy Tail is bad. You probably never talked about it much because you never seen Fairy Tail, or weren't really interested in the topic. Of course, if you aren't a Fairy Tail fan to begin with. If you're a fan, you probably fought battles over it. But for anyone who aren't a fan, constantly hearing that Fairy Tail is bad painted the image that the series is actually some love-tier anime and manga franchise, because why would it be hated and disliked so much for any other reason? But what if I tell you, despite how disliked Fairy Tail seems to be, especially in the western side of the anime fandom, Fairy Tail is actually one of the most successful anime and manga series of all time. Sounds crazy at first considering all the hate it received and is still receiving, but it is the truth. Fairy Tail started its run in Weekly Shonen Magazine in 2006. Fairy Tail was a light-hearted fantasy battle shonen manga, but was quite innovative at the time. The story was written and illustrated by Hiro Mashima, who rose to fame with his first hit manga years before called Rave Master. Fairy Tail manga quickly rose in popularity as just in 3 years it already had an anime adaptation that was also considerably high in quality at the time for a long-running anime. The anime further boosted the sales of the manga, making it more popular than ever. Fairy Tail became so massively successful worldwide that in terms of sales, it competed with series such as Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Nana, and many others, sometimes even overtaking few of them. In terms of manga sales alone, Fairy Tail sold more than 72 million copies worldwide. What might not sound that much at first, but in reality it is an incredibly high number for a manga. Most manga series struggle to reach few million sales through their total run, often leading to cancellation. But Fairy Tail was capable to not just reach few million, but reach 72 million copies sold worldwide, making it not just successful, but one of the best-selling mangas ever created. Out of the 72 million copies, 40 million was sold in Japan alone, while the rest was sold overseas, like France and Italy, making Fairy Tail not just successful, but one of the few mangas that put down a strong foothold outside Japan. These sales alone makes Fairy Tail the 32nd best-selling manga of all time, with only 31 other mangas existing who oversold Fairy Tail, like One Piece, Naruto, and JJK. This might not seem like something special, but the reality is that there are hundred thousands or even more mangas out there, with new series coming out each month. Being in the top 100 pretty much means Fairy Tail is roughly in the top 0.1% of mangas ever made. That is one of the biggest achievements a mangaka can reach. This pretty much makes Fairy Tail one of the top dogs of the manga world. However, it's also worth mentioning that the numbers for Fairy Tail sales haven't been updated the past 4 years, while the manga still often pops up in sales, meaning the total sales for Fairy Tail could be much higher, presumably around 80 millions and above. But Fairy Tail's popularity doesn't end just with the sales of the original story. Fairy Tail also gave life to many different spin-offs, what is an achievement on its own. Most mangas don't even get to have a single spin-off. Meanwhile, Fairy Tail gave life to a total of 8 manga spin-offs, 6 light novel spin-offs, 1 prequel, 1 sequel, 1 full-length crossover manga with the author's previous works, and like a dozen different one-shot crossover their mangas. Fairy Tail also won the Best Manga of 2008 in 2009 and won the Kodansha Manga Award of 2009 for Shonen Manga, and won the Best Shonen Manga Award at the Japanese Expo as well in 2009. Year of Fairy Tail truly. So it is clear that the Fairy Tail manga is extremely popular, despite all the hate Fairy Tail received over the years. It is still one of the best-selling mangas of all time, and will be in the top 100 best-selling mangas for the following 15 years or more. But Fairy Tail manga isn't just popular on its own, the anime also did numbers. It ran for a total of 328 episodes, separated into 3 different parts or adaptations. It also had 2 canon movies, and the anime adaptation of the sequel is on the way, presumably next year. Let's hope so. The anime won the Animax Asia Anime of the Year award in 2010, and in 2012 won 2 more awards, one for the best Japanese anime and one for the best French dubs in the Anime and Manga Grand Prix in Paris. If the Fairy Tail anime would truly be that bad, there wouldn't have had so many anime adaptations, simply because no one would watch it. But people still watch the anime. The anime adaptation established a strong foothold in the anime community worldwide, creating millions of fans. And even if the franchise is seemingly hated, it still left an impact on the anime fandom as a whole, with it often still being relevant in conversations despite the anime ending 5 years ago. People still cosplay as the characters, and the author is regular in France. A bad anime or manga wouldn't achieve such numbers. It wouldn't be in the top 100 best-selling mangas of all time. It wouldn't get multiple awards, both national and international, and definitely wouldn't be continued. So it is clear that despite all the hate Fairy Tail received and is still receiving, Fairy Tail is still one of the most successful anime and mangas of all time. It is an undeniable giant. I believe the hate Fairy Tail receiving and is received mostly thanks to its massive success. People in the anime community all the time treat anything what gets popular as bad, because it overshadowed their favorite manga or anime, even if for a short moment. Many people in the anime community are just petty and shallow like that. Of course, it doesn't mean Fairy Tail doesn't have flaws. There is no series without flaws. But most of the hate Fairy Tail received in the past 10 years was based on things what nearly all series do or did. But regardless, it is undeniable that Fairy Tail is one of the most successful series of all time. 72 million copies sold worldwide, 3 anime seasons with the 4th being on its way, 2 movies, 14 spin-offs, 14 video games, 1 prequel, 1 sequel, and millions of fans worldwide. Regardless how much hate will the series receive, the fact that Fairy Tail is one of the most successful mangas and animes of all time will never change.